This book began as a class I offered at Ancestral Apothecary School in Oakland, California, Uchin, Lishan Ohlone territory, called the Curanderx Toolkit. As a mixed-race person of multiple ancestral lineages, I have spent all of my adult life on a quest to remember the healing traditions of my ancestors. I have dedicated time to each of my ancestral lines, yet my Mexican ancestors were the first to beckon me home. Although because of assimilation I did not grow up with any Mexican healing traditions in my immediate family, my ancestors guided me to remember and reconnect to their herbs, foods, rituals, and ways of praying. Through my own experience as a clinical herbalist and my studies with different curanderas and curanderos, I was eventually called to create a class on herbal medicine and healing that was grounded in the traditional medicine practices of Mexico. I dreamed that this class would be a space for collective learning, sharing, healing, and remembering ancestral medicine. In the United States, many herbal schools teach primarily from a white European American perspective, which is informed by Western medicine and a biomedical approach to herbs. This approach to herbalism is part of my training and has value, yet I found it curious that although the United States has many communities of color with rich traditions of herbal medicine, they are not often represented in herbal education. For example, in California we have a huge Latinx population, yet very few spaces to learn about the traditional medicine of Mexico and Latin America. Curanderismo can be broadly defined as the way of healing and refers to the traditional indigenous and folk medicine ways of the Latinx diaspora. This includes Mexico, Central and South America, the southwestern United States, and places in the Caribbean. In Mexico, curanderismo has roots in cultural practices of people from the Americas, Africa, and Europe, who all converged in early Mexico after Spanish colonization. For 500 years, curanderismo has been primarily an oral tradition, which was never codified or standardized. Curanderismo has been primarily practiced in the home, and knowledge was passed on between family members or between teacher and student. In many places, the local curandero was the community's primary source of health care. There is no singular curanderismo, but instead, there are many ways this cultural healing system is interpreted and practiced. Curanderismo has evolved over the centuries and continues to be a very dynamic tradition.